actually think this is hilarious. Like the amount of times that we've done this and it didn't work. Like how many times have we tried to get on a call with each other and it's just silence or no video, no audio, something. And then it's like, well, everything's connected. Everything's on.
And the catchphrase is, this should be working.
This should be working. That would be a better name for the podcast. Next time, this should be working.
This should be working.
You know, honestly, I've been thinking about this right here. So you asked a second ago, like, so what are we going to do? What are the talking points? How are we going to do this? And it's like, yeah, I think it's just going to be this. Because here's what I really don't want.
So for anyone who's listening, we started the call and I said, okay, Jayme, before we start recalling, let's write down the points. What do we want to make sure we get? What do we want to miss? What's the time? And he said, yeah, just go. Yeah. I said, no, we want to make sure we don't miss anything. No, just go.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at you being Mr. fucking Rockstar.
Well, because here's the thing. No, it's not Rockstar. I've been thinking in my head, like, okay, so like the podcast, the music plays, it fades out, and then what? Because here's what I don't want to happen. You and I have done lots of morning radio, and the last thing I want on the planet is like, hey, everyone, it's Jayme Lewis here with my friend. And then you say, Shim Moore.
Shim Moore. Thanks for having me.
Great to see you this morning, Shim. How you been? Long time.
Well, that's how Joe Rogan does it, right? They have their music, they wind down, and they come in like mid-conversation.
Yeah, Rogan does it that way. Chris Hardwick, Nerdist podcast, used to do it that way. The weird thing is though, like that's where the podcast starts. We haven't started the podcast yet. This is just like a host intro. So it should be bullet pointed and we should figure it out. But here's what I want. I want this podcast to be a double podcast. So you'll always get like a 3 to 5 minute up top that has nothing to do with the actual show that comes after it. Because why wouldn't you? Who would do that? That makes no fucking sense. So we definitely should do it that way.
So just talk about whatever is on our brain in that moment and then be like, oh, by the way, here's the podcast.
Yeah. So it's
here's the video.
Because a lot of people, me especially, if there's an intro, like if it's the same intro, I just hit skip. I hit that plus 15 seconds.
You know what? You know what? I had not thought of that. That's a very good point. And then
there's a marketing reason behind this if you look for it.
Yeah. It's not laziness.
No, well, I just like making everything hard. Why not?
Yeah. No, you're right. And plus it makes it easier for us. And the one thing that I love is that since we started rolling out just the basic clips, the feedback that we've gotten is pretty much the only negative piece of feedback that we got that I thought was hilarious was, that's a horrible band name. Good name for a podcast though.
Well, but hold on. We both said that. So it's okay.
We knew that. We started it and we were like, how? Because we thought, how are we going to do this? We know what we want to call the podcast, what music they make. It's a line from Dracula. Right?
Mm-hmm. Children of the Night. What music they make?
Jayme came up with the name for the podcast. And then when we started to put the whole plan together, it was like, cool, what do we call the band? And we were like, we can't call the band something else. It's a weird thing that is never been done, really. It's like it's a band and music and podcast and educational and it's short clips and it's merch and but it's not touring, so it's not really a band. But it's kind of like, what the fuck is this?
Well, because you know what's funny though is like in all you filmed some things that went out to your audience, letting people know that Stowaway was coming out, and I did the same thing. But in all of your clips, you said, "Hey, I'm starting. Stowaway is about to come out. It's from my new band."
Yeah, I said band.
You said band every time. And I was like, hey, I'm putting together a podcast where we're releasing music. So actually, I think that's why it works, is because I'm not looking at it like it's a band. I'm trying to make it fit like a podcast show. And you're looking at like, well, how do I make this fit like it's a band? You know what I mean?
Well,
like as long as
I called it a band. I called it a band, A, because that's my habit, and B, because that's what people know me for. People don't know me as a podcaster or a teacher, even though I've got coaching courses available now. They know me as like, yeah, you're that guy from that band. So I'm like, yeah, I got a new band. Oh, so there's music coming. That's correct. There is music coming. That's what we're talking about.
Well, and that's the thing.
I've got a new project. It's a podcast. Okay, so where's the podcast? No, check out the song. Right. What?
It totally doesn't make sense what we're doing. Which is why I love it so much, and which is also why I asked you to host it with me, right? So this is currently happening at my YouTube channel. It's probably the biggest place it's going to launch first, and then, who knows where this goes in the future. But I very specifically wanted a co-host for this show because it's a colossal amount of work. I need someone who's Apex Predator, really fucking good, everything that you bring to the table, but then also like the side that you come from, which is the band side. I mean, I'm a musician too. but I haven't been in bands since high school.
No, I figured out what it was. The term is, and this is not to say that you're not this, but in terms of the branding and the positioning, you're not an artist.
What am I?
You don't have the history of being an artist and being seen and done the whole artist thing, which is actually much better for your mental health. But
you'll notice I'm not wearing my red hat. I'm totally out of character now. Right? Yeah. This is a new.
But that's
new
the thing.
brand.
Like that's the piece that I'm bringing to the main thing I'm bringing to the equation is original music content artist as opposed to gear videos or supporting someone else's band or anything else. All the stuff that you've done to the top level.
Well, so that's what this is. This is a podcast. It's a band. There's a song out right now called Stowaway, which we released yesterday, 2 days ago. It's also weird because you're in Australia, which is like 15 hours away. So I don't really know what day when it actually
doesn't matter. It's out. This is the best thing. You know what I found funny? When we were starting to get ready to release it, and you because the way that we've broken up some of the responsibilities, I handled the release of the music through Spotify and everything. And Jayme's asking me, so what day are we going to do it? Because music comes out on Thursdays. And I was like, no one cares about that shit anymore.
I don't know.
No, well, whatever. He was like, yeah, I don't know how this works. This is my part of the equation. And then I saw a couple of the comments from people were like, love the music. So glad it came out on Monday. It's a great way to start my week. They were pointing out like new music doesn't come out on Monday. I'm like, why not? Why does anyone follow these stupid fucking rules anymore?
So that's going to be... That's our mission, is to do all the things you're not supposed to. Release them on Monday? Yes. Call it a podcast band? Yes. Don't go on tour and change members in genres constantly? Yeah. Every episode. Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Make it impossible to build a fan base.
Yeah. No, I think it's actually going to probably build a fan base faster because there's nothing like it. But the answer to the question is, well, why? Because they're going to come up like when the time comes when people start to interview us and they'll go, so why did you? The answer is always going to be, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? It's there. We could. Why do you climb a mountain? Because it's there.
Because it's there. All right. So let's do this. Let's pause for a second because we have to play the music video. Right. So let's do this. Let's roll the music video really quick and then we'll come back and let's just talk about what this is, what we want to do with it. Let's just cast a vision and then we'll go there.
Well, I know how it feels thinking, can it be real? So you dream to see if you're still awake. You gotta see to believe what you cannot conceive. Even God would lose interest in what he made. They say the sun doesn't run, yeah, we're just having fun. Is it me or are we making a big mistake? Or is the love that we make just as good as the love that you fake? Yourself for a better way. Cause when it comes back around, some things cannot be found. You're just scavenging through pieces of broken faith. Cause the sun won't set and let you forget all the pain that you caused along the way. Turns out the love that you faked isn't worth all the love that you take. But in the end we'll pretend just to do
Hey, did you get that thing I sent you about Spotify this week about how they're like?
Yeah, I already knew that.
You already knew that?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I'm up on that. Yeah. It's brutal. It's
terrible. Really quick, tell everyone what's going on. Give us the 30-second version.
Basically, they're musicians. It's a rabbit hole, man. Musicians' rights, ever since AI songwriting mechanisms came into play, the gloves are off and things are getting really spaghetti in terms of like where do rights belong and how far can we stretch it. So basically, if you have a Spotify account as a consumer, you can theoretically make a remix of a song and post it, and there's nothing that's currently put in place to protect our rights. So if someone makes a remix of Stowaway as a consumer and then just reposts it and goes, hey, I just made a fan remix, but there's nothing in place that says, well, now a percentage of that money goes back to us because we're the right holders. Anyone can do whatever the fuck they want. They can take our song, put it into an AI thing, they can chop it up in any way they want, do whatever they want, and there's no protection for the rights holders. And this is just another trickle-down domino effect of from the moment that the internet started having a thing where you could download and share music illegally, the value of music has gone down incrementally every year in terms of how much people are actually willing to pay. And now it's gotten to the point where it's like people don't even consider the value. People don't think it's worth anything. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna chop it up like I bought a cardboard cutout so I can do whatever I want with it. It's not the same thing because you're not reselling it and calling it your own, like collage. But this one, they can repost it internationally and and then money will come to them if people listen to it enough and they set it up as a professional
and
profile.
they get paid.
Money will filter to them.
But not the original artist. Yeah, that's fine.
But there's nothing in place. Like they don't have to do these things. It took 10 years. I remember when we have to do a whole thing about the Free Hugs video as well. But I made the first viral video in history in 2006. Super old man right now. And it was the first time that a video ever went viral. And YouTube was a year old. And there was no monetization in place. And the thing's got 85, 90 million views now. It got 80 million views in the first year, which was why it became a big global thing. And I remember when it happened, we were like, hey, all these people are watching this. How are we getting paid from it? And YouTube said, yeah, you're not. Yeah. No one is. We're not. We're not getting paid. No one's getting paid. And then they started running ads. And then suddenly people are getting paid. And everyone said, hey, how do we get paid? Oh, yeah, you're not. Okay, let's go to court for 3 years and figure out the new laws.
So you think that's just what's going to happen with Spotify is just
that's what's going on with everything. And everything takes 10 years. It took 10 years for everything to finally be automated where it's like push a button, type in your name, it's registered, and we'll send you the money. That took 10 years of courts and litigations and registrations and laws changing. So, yeah, anyway, point being, when you listen to the podcast and when you listen to the songs, we're going to be touting this from the rooftops. We have got merch, we've got Patreons, we've got all these great things available for you guys. Where you're like, hey, I really love the podcast, I love the music. You're getting all that for free. We're making pennies on the dollar, no big deal. You're not hearing us complain. But if you really like it and you want to grab a shirt, we get that money. You want to go and sign up to the Patreon and see all the behind the scenes stuff, we get that money. That's how you support us. That's the new model. That's what we're doing.
And you know what? I feel like the only way to combat this AI is coming and they're going to take everything. So what are we going to do? I think we're just going to show them everything. Right? Yeah. Like we've filmed for Stowaway, we filmed 6 or 7 different recording sessions. They're all like 30 minutes to an hour. So we're just going to put everything out there. The flubs, the mess ups where we don't have any lyrics and we're just doing la la la's and we're singing out of tune and we don't have guitar part. Like we're just going to show the whole process.
Everything.
Yeah. And then that way you'll know that we did it and that we didn't use AI and that it's not fake. And honestly, like, that's my angle. My optimism in all of this is that what becomes rare or what becomes a commodity again is like real things happening now, people doing them. And I know that sounds like, well, fucking duh. But you could watch a robot throw a football, like just and it throws it 10 billion miles an hour. Or you can watch a football team. It's like, I always want to watch the football team. I want to see the humans do the thing, run and jump. It's more exciting for some reason, than
there's something really that I'm really looking for. Here's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to the most about what we're doing together is long term, as this grows and becomes whatever it's going to become, people are going to start to go, they're going to ask themselves, why do I like this? Why do I want to keep watching this? They're just sitting around making music, right?
I'm asking it already.
There's nothing specifically genre bending or different about what we're doing, but our authenticity and the fearlessness of being able to go like, I have no idea where this is going to go. And I'm like, there are shorts that I cut together for us of me sounding horrible.
Oh, we're not covering up. We're not fixing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just sounding like a dead cat being strangled, like it's just a cat being strangled. And then eventually we get to the point where it starts to sound good. But that's the process of every song, every recording session. You sound bad, okay, and then you land it, and then you move on. And that's making a song. The thing that I'm just, sorry, I just realized my mic might cut out if I don't do that. And the thing that people forget, which is going to keep coming up, they're like, AI this, AI that. Cool. Everyone who I know who's made an AI song, they do it, they show their friends, and they go, oh, cool.
And then they're done.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
Right? And the person who made the AI song, I wrote some lyrics and I put it in and they get over it because there's not enough emotional investment. There's not enough spiritual, creative investment. And we're human beings, regardless of who or where you come from. The way that we're built as beings is that we create things. We like to create things. The process of creation is one of the only things that separates us from the mammals. Like we can create, see something, go, if I put this, this, and this together, it'll be a new thing. And you don't get any of that buzz when you're working with AI. It's no different than if you give a kid, you know, a game that they know exactly what's going to happen and it's all buttons and stuff. And then you give them a cardboard box and they're off to the races and they can turn it into a million things. And they choose the box every time.
Yep. Oh, it's like doing a kickflip in Tony Hawk or actually popping the tail, flipping it and catching it. And you land and you're like, oh, I
feeling
did
like
it.
The process is the thing. And that's what we defined a couple of years ago when we started talking about this was, well, we're not, that's why it's hilarious to me now. When people say, what about AI? What about music rights? That stuff went away years ago. No one's been paying for music for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, I got burned. You want to hear the word that I think I've told you, but I'm going to go officially on this and say it. The one time that I knew I was so burned, the one time I knew I am officially an old man, I'm an old fashioned, I'm from the other generation. Back in my day, people used to pay for music. I was doing a live stream where I was recording with Dorian down in Nashville a few years ago now.
That's right.
Kid comes in and he says like, hey, what's this? You know, you don't sound that great. I've got a song that sounds better than this. He's roasting me. And I was like, hey man, why don't you go sell some fucking records and come back and then criticize? And he wrote back so quickly. He said, who buys records? And I was like, shit, he's right. He's right. I said, like, because I sold records 10 years ago, like, it doesn't matter anymore. No one pays for it. So the idea is the process is what people are paying for with their time. And hopefully when they sign up for the Patreon, you can't expect them to pay for music. No. The music's the ad. Yeah. The music's the cliff note. Like, hey, there's more over here. And then you come over in the process.
Yeah, I've always looked at it this way. Music is the vehicle. It's the vessel that's taking to what is the product. So as a musician who plays shows, well, the ticket sale, the merch, like those are the products. But the music, nah, man, I play for free. Every time I play for free. What you pay me for is the be gone from home, the plane ticket, the layover, missing my flight, sleeping on a floor because the hotel was like whatever the fucking thing is, like that's what I charge for. But the music has always been free for me.
I feel that.
You know. So I think that's what this show is. And I think the vision of it is like moving forward is just we're gonna make music, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna show the whole entire process, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, I know we said we're not touring, but I love the idea of this going live one day. I don't know. We'll see. But I love it.
This is the thing. This is where we'll finish. This is the thing that separates this from everything else that I've ever done. And what I think a lot of other people do is the keyword's going to be fun.
Yes.
We've made it very clear to each other as we've talked over the years, whatever we do, it's got to be fun because we're going to be spending a lot of time on it. As much time as we have available that we can. And if you don't, you'll become a slave to it everyone knows what it feels like when you start something and then you become a slave to it.
Yeah.
And I know that most people who work in music feel this way because a few years ago I got on a call with a producer and I was just talking to him about, hey, do you want to maybe work together on something? For an hour, he explained to me how he couldn't do this and couldn't do that, and he had to have this much percentage of this, and he had to get this much fee up front, and he has to protect himself in this way because there's no more money in this, and this is the only way I can get paid, and I got bills to pay and studio overhead. And I was like, it's been an hour of you telling me how we have to structure the deal, and at no point did he say, can I hear some music? What's your vision? Where are you thinking of, is it a band? Nothing about the music, all about the business. Yet. And I'm like, you poor fucking thing. Like, you're spending all your time protecting yourself because there's no money left. I'm like, fuck all that. We're doing this for all the right reasons. Money come, money go, whatever. Let's just make good music and have a really good time doing it. And then if it turns out we try something for a month and it's not fun, we go, well, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, hey, of all the people I could do this with, I'm honored to tread these waters with you, Shim. It's going to be a blast, dude.
The feeling is beyond more than mutual, mate.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right, well, hey, everyone watching at home, that's the end of this episode. Head over to the next one. You can watch us recording Storeway. Storeway? You know what's weird, dude? I've been mispronouncing that word every time I film a video. I'm promoting it, and then you do the auto captions. Every time I say Storeway, I like swallow it. I can't fucking say that word.
Stowaway.
Yeah, I turn it into like one syllable. Stowaway. Wait, the caption comes back as STOEY. Like whatever it is, it's like the stowy. Like what word am I saying? Stowaway.
That's why I'm the singer.
Yeah, baby.
Stowaway. Stowaway. That's why you play the bass. And dude, that's the funniest thing. When first time we worked together, we were doing Maybe, and he said, "Oh, I said, can you do some harmonies?" Right. And he went, "Yeah." Didn't know any of the words, on key, perfect. But I'm like, you've gotten through your whole life without pronouncing shit. You still get hired. No one fucking notices.
Yeah,
people think you're amazing. He's a fucking hack, guys.
When I do like cover bands and I'm singing back,
no one notices.
It's vowels. All you need is vowels. If you're on pitch.
And I remember, because I asked you when we first did it, that first time in my apartment, I was like, do you need the lyrics? And you went, nah. You said it so smugly. You were like, no. And then you sang it perfectly. I was like, fuck, he's right. He doesn't need anything.
But if you stop singing and you just listen to my mic, you'd be like, that's not English.
You sound like you're having, you sound like you're having a stroke.
Yeah. I'm the best second, third, or fourth vocalist. As long as you've got one that sounds good, I'm going to sound great.
It's the only reason I'm here, guys. He does everything else. And they think I'm kidding.
Well, on Stowaway, I did play all the things, but that's not the intention. We got a drum room.
What we didn't actually get into, that was one thing I thought we were going to talk about, is how the song actually started. I noticed when we were watching the podcast, we didn't talk about how it kind of started. Because we start with me just coming in and like the track's half finished.
Oh, no. So the next episode is going to be what we call the listen party. All right. So whenever a new song comes out, we'll do this live next time with an audience, either over YouTube, Twitch. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyone watching in the next couple of weeks, make sure you subscribe and stuff, and we'll hit you with all the details. But so the next time a song comes out, we'll do a live listen party. And so it's basically like DVD commentary. We listened to the song and kept hitting pause and oh, remember this? And that's where this idea came from. So that'll be the next episode. And then we'll do the recording sessions. So we'll always set it up with, you get the song, you get a little bit behind the scenes, and then we'll do all the nitty gritty, Yeah. I don't know. At least in my head, that's how I think it'll go.
That sounds like fun. Let's do it until it's not.
Yeah.
That's a t-shirt right there.
Let's do it till it's not.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's do it till it's not.
Yeah, but okay, maybe that's the next song.
That's okay. That's where we finish.